The Swedish actress Ingrid Bergman's descent into scandal began long before her infamous affair with Roberto Rossellini. Lesser known are her strategic dalliances with influential men in Hollywood during her early career. A studio executive at David O. Selznick's production company later revealed that Bergman had a brief affair with the married producer in 1939, which helped secure her breakthrough role in Intermezzo. During the filming of For Whom the Bell Tolls in 1943, Bergman engaged in a discreet relationship with Gary Cooper, despite his marriage to Veronica Balfe. The affair remained hidden until Cooper's daughter, Maria Cooper Janis, revealed it in her 2019 memoir. According to Maria, her mother had discovered love letters from Bergman hidden in Cooper's study. The Gregory Peck affair during Spellbound in 1945 was particularly reckless. Hitchcock reportedly had to reshoot several scenes because their off-scene passion made their on-screen chemistry too obvious for the censors. Peck's wife, Greta, confronted Bergman at a Hollywood party, creating a scene that required studio fixers to bribe several journalists to keep quiet. When Bergman wrote to Rossellini in 1949, she was at the height of her fame. Her daughter Pia later revealed in private interviews that she'd witnessed her mother burning dozens of love letters from various men the night before leaving for Italy, a precaution that proved futile given what was to come. The Rossellini scandal erupted with unprecedented force. Senator Edwin C. Johnson didn't just denounce her on the US Senate floor by calling her a powerful influence of evil, he orchestrated a nationwide campaign against her. Previously sealed documents revealed that he contacted theater owners across America, pressuring them to ban her films. One theater in Wisconsin even held a public burning of Joan of Arc posters, turning it into a carnival event where people could cleanse Hollywood of sin. The depths of Joan Crawford's manipulation extended far beyond her well-known affairs. Studio documents unsealed in 2018 revealed MGM's secret Crawford Unit, a dedicated department with 3 full-time staff members whose sole purpose was managing her romantic entanglements. The unit's detailed ledgers showed monthly payments to hotel staff, private investigators, and local police officers to maintain Crawford's carefully crafted public image. The affair with Clark Gable was more calculated than previously known. Crawford's personal secretary, Betty Henderson, revealed in her posthumously published memoirs that Crawford deliberately staged chance encounters with Gable at specific restaurants and events. She even paid waiters to spill drinks on Gable's previous dates, allowing her to swoop in with a handkerchief and sympathy. The strategy worked so well that MGM executive Louis B. Mayer noted in his private diary, "Crawford's pursuit of Gable is costing us more than his salary."
If you're so interested in our private affairs, why don't you come and see?
I don't mix business with pleasure.
Well, it'd be a pleasure to me if you'd mind your own business.
Yeah, so listen. It's my business to see that you gals keep your shapes, Duchess.
Her relationship with director Vincent Sherman during Harriet Craig exposed her ruthless nature. When Sherman's wife discovered them at Crawford's beach house, Crawford didn't just offer her a role in an upcoming film, she orchestrated a complex scheme of blackmail. Recently discovered letters show Crawford had photographed Sherman's wife in compromising positions with a paid actor at a studio party, using these photos as leverage to ensure silence. The promised film role never materialized, but the photos kept Sherman's wife quiet for decades. Crawford's impact on her adopted children was more devastating than even Mommy Dearest revealed. Newly released family court documents show she adopted children specifically to enhance her public image, timing each adoption with career slumps. Her daughter Christina's private diaries, acquired by film historians in 2022, detailed how Crawford would force her children to call her lovers uncle, creating a parade of male figures that left lasting psychological damage. One particularly disturbing incident occurred when Crawford's married producer boyfriend moved in for 3 months while his wife was hospitalized. The children were given elaborate backstories to memorize, complete with written scripts of what to say if questioned. The uncle system had dire consequences. Crawford's youngest daughter, Kathy, revealed in recent interviews that she developed severe attachment disorders from the constant rotation of male figures. "Mother would rehearse us like actors," Kathy recalled. "We had to practice calling each new man uncle with the right amount of affection, not too eager, not too distant. It was all about her image as the perfect single mother who attracted successful men." Crawford's methodology extended to her household staff. Her former butler, Edward Lambert, finally broke his silence in 2021, describing how Crawford required all employees to sign detailed non-disclosure agreements that included clauses about her romantic life. Staff members who witnessed indiscretions were either paid off or given studio jobs to ensure their loyalty. One maid who threatened to talk received a 7-year contract as an extra in MGM films, despite having no acting experience. The FBI maintained a secret file on Tallulah Bankhead's activities throughout the 1940s. The recently declassified 126-page dossier revealed not just her morally subversive influence on Hollywood, but detailed surveillance reports of her notorious come-as-your-favorite-sin parties. At one such gathering in 1947, actress Hedy Lamarr arrived wearing only strategically placed dollar bills, while Errol Flynn came dressed as Pride, wearing nothing but peacock feathers. The champagne pool incident became Hollywood legend. Bankhead had filled her pool with 400 bottles of Dom Perignon, costing over $12,000, equivalent to about $150,000 today. When John Barrymore Jr. nearly drowned after diving in drunk, Bankhead's response was characteristically blasé. "Darling, if you're going to die, do it in the shallow end. Blood ruins champagne." Her bedroom conquests spanned both genders and continents. British intelligence files, declassified in 2020, revealed that MI5 monitored her affairs with 3 different members of Parliament during her London theatre runs. One agent's report noted, "Subject Bankhead appears to be systematically seducing her way through Westminster." Meanwhile, her relationship with actress Yves Le Gallienne caused such scandal that Broadway producers created a Bankhead clause in contracts, forbidding actresses from engaging in notorious behavior that might damage the production's reputation. Her diary, discovered in 2015, exposed her calculated approach to scandal. The affair with Gary Cooper wasn't merely passion, it was revenge against his wife, Veronica Balfe. "Darling Gary doesn't suspect I'm using him," she wrote, "but revenge is sweeter between silk sheets." The diary also revealed her secret relationship with Marlene Dietrich, including coded messages about their meetings in Paris that had stumped FBI analysts for years. Patsy Kelly's unpublished memoirs exposed Bankhead's business acumen beneath her wild persona. She deliberately created shocking scenes, kissing Kelly in front of studio executives, then using their discomfort to negotiate better contracts. Tallulah understood that scandal could be currency, Kelly wrote, and she spent it like a drunken sailor. When one studio threatened to blacklist her, Bankhead responded by hosting an even more outrageous party, inviting the board members' wives and documenting their indiscretions for leverage. Lana Turner, the sweater girl, masked a calculating mind that used affairs as career stepping stones. MGM's recently uncovered legal documents revealed Turner's systematic approach to seduction. She maintained what she called her career diary, a detailed record of potential influential men and their weaknesses. Her pursuit of director Mervyn Leroy was particularly calculated. She discovered his passion for rare wines and arranged to accidentally meet him at a specific restaurant, arriving with bottles from his favorite vintages. The Tyrone Power affair destroyed multiple lives. Power's wife, Annabella, attempted to take her own life after discovering their letters, a fact suppressed for decades. The letters, auctioned in 2019, revealed Turner's manipulation. "Darling, if you leave her, think of the films we could make together. Your career needs rejuvenation, and I know exactly how to help you achieve that. When Power ultimately refused to leave his wife, Turner leaked subtle hints about their affair to Hedda Hopper, nearly destroying his marriage anyway. The Johnny Stompanato murder revealed the depths of her media manipulation. Newly unsealed court documents show that in the 45 minutes before police arrived, Turner orchestrated a complete scene. Her first call wasn't to emergency services, but to her publicity agent, George Stanton. "Make sure the photographers catch my left side," she instructed, "and tell them to use soft focus." She changed clothes twice, applied fresh makeup, and even rearranged furniture for better photo compositions. Her daughter Cheryl's psychiatric evaluations, released in 2021, painted a disturbing picture of the aftermath. Turner had prepared detailed scripts of her daughter's testimony, including specific moments to break down crying. "Mother gave me cues," Cheryl revealed to her therapist. "When she touched her pearls, I was supposed to sob. When she dabbed her eyes, I was to look down shamefully." The performance worked. Both mother and daughter were cast in sympathetic lights by the press. Studio executive Harry Cohn's private correspondence exposed the calculated way Turner leveraged the tragedy. "She turned matricide into a marketing strategy," he wrote. "The public sees a grieving mother. I see a woman who just negotiated the best deal of her career." The 3-picture contract she secured included script approval and profit participation, unprecedented for a female star at the time. While Turner's career soared, Cheryl spent 2 years in and out of psychiatric facilities. The recently published memoir, My Mother's Keeper, reveals that Turner's visits were carefully choreographed publicity events. "The photographers always arrived 15 minutes before my mother," Cheryl wrote. "She needed time to check their camera angles. During one visit, she had them reshoot her entrance 4 times because her hat wasn't casting the right grieving mother shadow." Gloria Grahame's most shocking scandal in Hollywood history began with seemingly innocent moments. 13-year-old Anthony Ray's school friends later recalled how Grahame would pick him up from high school in provocative outfits, causing whispers among the faculty. His former classmate, James Mitchell, remembered, "She didn't dress like a stepmother. She dressed like she was going on a date." The private journals of her husband, Nicholas Ray, released by his estate in 2019, revealed his growing unease before discovering the affair. He noted how Grahame would insist on waiting up for Anthony when he was out late, even on nights when Nicholas himself was home. She began appearing at Anthony's school events, soccer games, and teen parties, behavior that seemed odd for a stepmother, but was dismissed as maternal interest. The night Nicholas Ray discovered them together would later be detailed in his confidential divorce papers, unsealed in 2022. He had returned home early from location scouting, walking in on a scene that would haunt Hollywood for decades. According to the documents, Grahame was in Anthony's room, the two of them in an unmistakably intimate embrace. When confronted, Grahame's response was chilling in its casualness. "We were merely rehearsing a scene." The subsequent divorce proceedings revealed more disturbing details. The household staff had noticed unusual behavior months before. Grahame sneaking into Anthony's room late at night, claiming she was checking on him. The family chauffeur testified about driving them to secluded locations under the pretense of acting lessons. Even more disturbingly, Grahame had been gradually manipulating the household schedule to ensure more alone time with Anthony while Nicholas was away. During the 9 years between the divorce and her shocking marriage to her stepson, Anthony, Grahame maintained their relationship in secret. Recently discovered hotel registers showed them checking in under aliases across California and Mexico. One hotel manager in Tijuana recalled them posing as a married couple as early as 1954, when Anthony was barely out of his teens. The 1960 marriage announcement devastated Hollywood. Studio head Jack Warner's private memo to his executives read, "As of today, Gloria Grahame doesn't exist in our industry." Other studios followed suit. Her former co-star Glenn Ford reportedly threw up when he heard the news, remembering how he had once left his own teenage son at Graham's house for acting lessons. The scandal's impact went beyond Hollywood. Anthony's college friends revealed he had to drop out due to relentless harassment. Graham's younger children from her marriage to Nicholas were ostracized at school. Her sister took her own life in 1962, leaving a note that partially blamed the shame Gloria brought to our family. When they finally divorced in 1974, Anthony revealed the psychological toll of their relationship. The court psychiatrist's report stated, "The defendant exhibits classic symptoms of long-term grooming and manipulation, beginning when he was a minor." Grahame, however, remained unrepentant. In her final interview before her death, she famously declared, "Love doesn't know numbers, and it certainly doesn't know whose son belongs to whom."